such sights to show you.
You are all going to die tonight.
This is bad comedy.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Hun, Your Geek and Showing. I am, of course, that bitch, Callista Valentine. Joining me, as always, random Sid JB.
Morning.
Joining us for this special episode, the CaliCo Krytan, the son of the Pertwee. He's never seen without his mop and bucket. He's known to occasionally say, fuck it. It's Mr. Tony Harris of the Retro Movie Zone.
Morning, all.
Yes, on a wonderful Saturday morning for a change. Instead of Tony Time on YouTube, I get it live in front of my own front room. How great.
How good is that for you?
It's wicked.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. So how have you been, Guy and Tony?
Yeah, I've been good. Yeah, just sorting shit out and my life spiraling out of control as ever. But, hey, what will you fucking do?
The magical life we lead, eh? And Tony,
Indeed.
you, honey, how are you?
Work, and bugger all else. That's it, really.
Oh, mate.
But life's good.
Hey, as long as
I know.
as long as you breathe in, that's all that matters.
Mm.
Keep going.
Exactly.
But right, we
Exactly.
will go on with this episode very quickly. We're going to go into the shout-outs for this week. Up first, Mr. Jimmy Lee Clifford with Here First, Oh Goody. That's it. That's literally all he said this week. And
Wow, okay.
that's in reference to...
Is that it?
Well, I think he's being a bit of a dick, really, because he cottoned on with our comment last week that I saw his plan. He always had to get the last comment in because he'd always comment about an hour before we filmed on a Sunday night. So his comment would be the last one we read out every week. So this week, to be even more of a dick, he commented first and left that as his only fucking comment. I can just as easily kick you off the show, Jimmy. Just saying.
Well, perhaps not for the next episode, but...
Well, no, because otherwise it's just me talking to Gizmo, so... But yeah,
The Cali Show.
Yes. But that was Jimmy Lee Clifford's comment. And of course, the next comment, taking back the top spot from last week, the man, the myth, the beard, the ginger one, Agent JK47, the ginger ninja JK. What?
Agent JK47.
I've said that.
Tickle me.
I've said that a fair few times. Is that the first time you've clocked onto that one?
Yeah.
If you've played the Hitman games, you'll get the reference on that one.
Well, we usually record this podcast of an evening where I've
had a few libations.
Yeah. So you get a sober me today. So
wow, fucking rarity.
Well, it's still the morning,
I thought you seemed very coherent today, guy.
Oh, fucking bollocks, you!
Wait a minute. I just saw a pig fly past.
Fucking non-drinking motherfucker.
Anyway, moving on with JK's comment here. Commenting late because I took a day off yesterday to mentally prepare myself for Deadpool and Wolverine, and now I hate you because you've seen it before I have.
Oh.
Just saying. Schnicked.
Or not schnicked.
Yeah, or schnicked off. I am a huge fan of collectibles, but I don't have a lot of action figures. I used to, but not anymore, only a few. I do have a lot of pop vinyls and a bunch of collectible knickknacks, and now you've inspired me to show them off. I look forward to seeing that on your channel. I'm still waiting for the Hellraiser thing to finish up so I can watch them all in one go. That's why I've not watched or commented on them yet. I'm going to do a marathon of it.
A marathon?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay.
What? Now you can see Tony?
Yeah, I've done something.
You think constant tech issues are a problem around here on CaliCo? We have a few. We do apologise. JK, I also have trading cards and comics, which are all packed away, and of course, movies, which is my main thing I collect now. But I would love to get more movie-related things and figures. ... One of my most prized figures, which has since been lost to time, was my Evil Ernie action figure.
Evil Ernie?
Erin?
Evil Ernie?
RNIE. I'm dyslexic. Shut up.
How's it? RNIE?
ERNIE.
ERNIE? Ernie?
Evil Ernie action figure.
Well, was Morecambe not paying him?
The only Ernie I can think of drove the fastest car in the West. That's the only Ernie I can think of. Or, hello, Bert.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he means. It was an evil Sesame Street character. He had little horns. I don't know. You're going to have to explain that one, JK, because that's puzzled the fuck out of us.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Which I think was a McFarlane toy action figure, but it was so damn cool. See, that's confused me even more now. McFarlane. I'm going to Google this later and see what I come up with. And it's going to be one of those things that I'm going to recognize. I know for a fact I'm going to fucking recognize this and go, I never knew that was what it was called. Because
there you go.
McFarlane, the beautiful bastard that he is, back in the day used to put out a lot of toy products, but a lot of the promotional images were just the toy with no names or anything. So character you didn't recognize, it was like, that's cool. Don't know who the fuck it is, but it's cool.
Cool. Definitely cool.
Great show. Catch you next time. Only if someone throws me.
Bye.
That's it for the shout outs for this week.
Wow.
Well, there we go. Only two.
Well, Tony can't exactly comment, can he?
Down here is slacking on the comments section. Not mentioning.
I can actually. I can comment.
Who you are. I mean, I write these lovely, long, epic, novelesque comments on your videos. I don't get one from you. I don't get none from you.
I've still got to read the last half of last week's out, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning.
I think at this point, I'm just wanting to take the piss now. It's like, just make it as long as I can. Just waffle, you know.
Yeah, if you can, put it in
wingding. It's a tie between you and Jason.
I know. I think we're in competition to see who can give the comment of the week. What'd you say, Guy?
You've definitely got that so far.
But right, moving on with today's episode. It's time to ask that question that Morecambe once asked Wise and said, what have you been watching, mate?
Okay, who's going first today?
We'll go with Tony because he's the guest.
Oh, God.
What have you been watching, Tony?
The only thing we've been watching over the last few nights is that thing on ITVX, Douglas got cancelled.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah. Watch that. I think it's one episode. Really, really good. Just goes to show how completely and utterly ridiculous all of this woke crap is. So recommended. Definitely recommended. And the Golden Girls. Believe it or not.
The fucking Golden
up with the Golden Girls from years ago. I know. Funny as fuck. And that's pretty much it. I've still yet to catch up with Doctor Who and Supernatural and bloody, what's the other one? The Boys, all that.
And every other thing you say on every...
I'm slowly getting my viewing in order.
I'm putting it on my list.
You've been slowly getting your viewing order for years.
Yeah, but it's getting there now. It's actually getting there.
Is it?
It's always,
always good when you make kind of.
It's always good when you make a dent in your watch list. Like, I've got quite a few things stacked up on Amazon Prime at the minute. And purely because of obviously like doing the show and everything, a lot of my viewing time is dedicated to stuff we're going to be covering on the show. So when I do get my downtime, I try to work my way through my watch list as best as I can. And this week, unfortunately, that didn't really happen because I was watching Chucky a lot. I'm now on the third episode.
Which is good.
I'm now on the third episode, and it's fucking awesome. If you've not watched Chucky, I cannot sing its praises enough. Like JK once previously said in, I think it was one of our comments, a lot of callbacks to the original film. It doesn't do that thing. I mean, at this point, we all know that Chucky is the dolly, Chucky's the killer, Chucky's the psycho. We all know this at this point. But it doesn't play into what you think you're going to do, where it's going to be Chucky running around killing people from the get-go, the absolute minute it starts. No, it's like the old films. It's a nice, slow build-up so that when it does finally happen, it's like, oh, that felt justified. So, but that's what I'm watching this week, Chucky.
Sweet. Nice. For me, it's been more of those Winchester boys.
Oh,
I need to watch this.
I did watch episode 1 of Cobra Kai. I managed to get episode 1 in.
What, of season 1?
Season
6, you pillock.
I'm not like you, Tony.
Well, I don't know.
I'm still on season 1 like you, Tony. I am up to date.
No, I finished season 1.
Oh,
I've only got another 5 to go.
You do need to get on it, Tony, because Cobra Kai, it's like the boys, like we say about the boys, where each season is better and better. It's the same with Cobra Kai as each season goes on. Yeah. It gets better and better. And there's enough wink, wink, nudge, nudge callbacks to the original. Well, they'll even flash up from the original. But even if you're new to the franchise and not seen the original series, whether the original films, you'll still get everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Cobra Kai, I got 1 episode in at least.
I might try for one later today, actually.
Ooh.
Crack on with season 2. Fuck off, guy.
We'll believe you, Tony. We believe you, Tony.
It's true.
If I was JK.
Oh, Chinny reckon, Jimmy Hill. In the game of professional football.
Guy, please.
Who's Jimmy Hill?
Who's Jimmy Hill?
No, I know who Jimmy Hill is, but me again?
No. Oh,
you're on about JK.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's an old reference.
That's
Cali's
too short
gone
for my mechanoid head, that one.
Cali's gone.
Has she gone? I can hear her sniggering.
Yeah.
We'll just talk among ourselves, guy.
Right, we best start, mate. Yeah.
Till she composes herself.
Have you been watching anything else, or are we moving on?
I think we'll move on.
Right, okay.
We better add.
With the meat and two veg of today's episode. Because we have Mr. Tony Harris in the guest seat today. We are talking about the wonderful film franchise that he watched when he was in his early 40s. It is, of course, the Carry On franchise.
The fuck? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one. I could not resist that one.
Jesus.
Wow, she really got you in the plums with that one, mate.
Yeah, it came from out of nowhere at all.
The Carry On films
started. That one coming.
The Carry On series of films started with Carry On Sergeant in 1958. The series comprises of 31 films. The last film that was released was Carry On Columbus. We'll get to that in a bit. 1992. But I will very, very quickly run through the list of films here, starting with the first one and working chronologically down to the bottom. We have, deep breath, Carry On Sergeant, Carry On Nurse, Carry On Teacher, Carry On Constable, Carry On Regardless, Carry On Nursing, Carry On Cabbie, Carry On Jack, Carry On Spying, Carry On Cleo, Carry On Cowboy, Carry On Screaming, don't lose your head. It doesn't actually say carry on before that, but I'm guessing it's
just carry on, don't lose your head.
Yeah. And then don't follow that camel, carry on doctor, carry on up the Khyber, carry on camping, carry on again doctor, carry on up the jungle, carry on loving, carry on Henry, carry on at your convenience, carry on matron, carry on abroad, carry on girls, carry on Dick, carry on behind, carry on England. That's carry on Emmanuel, and finally carry on Columbus. That is all.
Take a breath, woman.
Yeah.
I got through without dying. But yeah, that is all of the Carry On films. Now, regardless of when they were released, if you are of my kind of age bracket, 40 and older, you have seen at very least, one of these films. Whether your parents were watching it, your grandparents were watching it, you know, as a British person, you know the Carry On franchise. It is kind of it's right up there with the Beatles as in terms of best of British, really. You know, you say that's my phone going off, sorry. You say British music, British cinema, Beatles, Carry On, they're right there together with each other.
Carry On, George and Ringo.
You Carry On, Ringo.
Barbara Windsor just sucked my knob.
Oh, fucking hell.
Let's
Such innuendo.
Anyway, so the Carry On franchise. Guys, let's discuss this for a little bit, shall we? Shall we go through the list of actors that appeared in this franchise? Because
well, yeah.
There's a fair few. Right. Main cast. I'm just going with the main ones who appeared in the most films, okay, as it's listed here on my screen. We have Sid James, Kenneth Williams, Charles Hawtrey, James Sims, Kenneth Connor, Pete Butterworth, Hattie Jacks, Bernard Breslin.
Hattie Jakes.
Sorry. Again, dyslexia. It looks like it says Jacks to me. Barbara Windsor, of course, and Jim Dale. That's the list as it's put here on my computer screen. Don't shout at me if it's fucking wrong. But we all know there have been way more people who have appeared in multiple films as guest characters and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to throw it straight out to Mr. Tony Harris. Let's get your take on the Carry On franchise.
The Carry On franchise, right? Okay. The best of British comedy.
Definitely.
Don't think anybody would deny that. Each one an absolute classic. The only one I wasn't keen on was the one with Phil Silvers in. Follow That Camel.
Yeah.
They are still as popular now, I think, as they were when they sort of first come out. I wish more than anything that I'd have seen one of these films on the big screen. I would have loved to have seen a Carry On film with an audience back in the day. That would have been awesome.
I bet the roars of laughter would have been deafening.
Oh God, can you imagine it? Way back in like the early 70s, Carry On Girls or Carry On Camping, for God's sake. Wow.
Carry On Camping is my personal favourite. I will say that right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which one's yours, Guy? I think yours is at your convenience, like mine, isn't it, Guy?
No, mine is a dead heat between Abroad and At Your Convenience.
Abroad. Yeah. But I tell you what, no matter how many times you watch them, and you'll agree with me on this, they're still funny. You hear the same lines 40, 50 times over in your lifetime, and you will still laugh at them. And it's because of the way they're delivered by the brilliant people who played them. Absolutely superb.
Exactly. The innuendo.
We'll go into the wokeness later.
The innuendo comedy, I think is one of those. It's that timeless kind of humor, because even still now in today's films, you land a good innuendo joke and people just get it because it's like, oh, it sounds like this, but you mean this, and we love
you're a dope.
Correct.
One of my
it never gets old.
One of my favorites like that is things are there to entertain us. You said anus. Yeah.
Funny, I don't remember that one.
That wasn't in a Carry On film. That was in a Beavis and Butthead film, but it's still the same principle. Like someone says, these things are
Sounds about right.
Anus, and then someone just goes, you said anus.
Yeah, it sounds very Beavis and Butthead, that.
But yeah, it just works. The innuendo comedy, the visual comedy sometimes as well, just works on such a level.
Yeah, I will say though, in my opinion, I think they started really getting going when Talbot Rothwell started writing them.
Yes.
Sort of cabby onwards. You got Sid James in it.
Pardon? Yeah. I was going to say, what was his first one, but you just answered that.
Yeah, I think it was cabby.
I can double check.
Cool. I was going to say, the adjudicator is not here, so...
Oh my God, you've been let off the leash.
Talbot Rothwell? Is that the name you said, Talbot Rothwell?
Yeah, Talbot Rothwell.
He was the screenplay for Carry On Cabby was by him. The story was by Dick Hills and Sid Green.
Yeah, but then when Talbot took over the writing, I think they just went...
I'll just see which one it was. Carry On Jack was after Carry On Cabby. I'll double check this one as well. That one was actually written by Talbot Rothwell. So he was a screenplay writer on Carry On Cabby. He was the full writer on Carry On Jack. So we'll classify that first full
onward from that.
From there onwards, it was him. So yeah. But yeah, some absolute brilliant ones on there. Like I said, one of my favorite ones, Carry On Camping. And I think much like a lot of things for me, that was the first one I can really remember seeing. Like I remember seeing Carry On Henry. That was another one that I remember seeing as well. So Carry On Screaming as well, because it was sort of the merging of Carry On and Hammer Horror.
Yeah.
So for me, those two great British franchises just kind of smushing together to make a very early attempt at a horror comedy.
I'm not sure Harry H. Corbett really fit in with the cast, to be fair.
No, I did watch a document. Tangent here, people. I did remember years ago I watched a documentary about Steptoe and Son. And how when he crossed over from doing Steptoe and Son to doing the Carry On films, he wanted to be taken very seriously.
Singular.
Pardon?
Film, singular.
Okay, well, when he stepped over to doing the film, he wanted to be taken very seriously. And it was a dramatic recreation thing, but you can see, I can't remember the name of the actor played him in the thing that I watched. I do apologize. If I find it later, I'll flash it up on the screen. But it's a recreation of what happened, and you can see he's there on 20s. He's saying, "Oh yes, this very, very posh Shakespearean style English accent." And he was literally told by the directors, like, "No, we want you to do the Steptoe voice. Like, we need you to do the oh, you dirty old man. We need that from you. That's what the audience is expecting of you."
Oh, blimey, I'm a Shakespearean actor, for God's sake, you dirty old Tony.
Yeah, that was basically what it was like for him. Like he was trying to break away from that type of character, and he kept getting pulled back into it. If I can find out the name of that sort of dramatization of it that I watched, again, I'll drop it in the description, link it somewhere. But that was interesting to watch because it showed you a little bit of the Carry On staff, characters and whatnot, intermingled with it. Yeah, go on then, guy. What are your take? What is your take on the Carry On franchise?
Well, it's brilliant. It's that sort of melding of, musical tradition and bawdy seaside postcards. It's fucking great. It makes a little universe unto itself where people are just sort of weird.
I can't help but think that maybe the Carry On franchise kind of influenced those seaside postcards just a little.
No, it was the other way around. The seaside postcards are way old.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, that's a really old tradition.
I meant the ones after the films come out. Maybe.
No. Well, no, they just started getting even ruder after that.
Oh yeah, it's like we got to up our game now. Someone's beat us.
Oh, nope.
I used to collect those.
What? You used to
I
collect?
used to collect those. I got a stack in the attic, and I'm coming onto the attic tomorrow. You bastard! That bloody conversation you had yesterday with Jason, you swine. Yes, I've bloody well read it.
You know what?
I've got a stack in the attic about that big.
I'll bet you have, you dirty
You
old.
must have missed this one, Cali. You must have missed it.
I think
I'll bet you,
Yes.
you dirty old man.
Those
you know
are
what, right? I think we're gonna have to hire a couple of Sherpas and take an expedition into Tony's loft because it sounds like a fucking Aladdin's cave up there.
there's all sorts up there, all sorts. But I dare go up.
I mean, I bet if we go up there, we might even find Jimmy fucking Hoffa.
That's it.
Now we know. Well, now we know where he's been all this time. He's been in Tony's loft.
Isn't it? Sugar's up there.
He's there, chained up with a ball gag. Like that
It's
scene.
a treasure trove, I promise you.
It's fondue sets and smut.
It's like that scene from Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
Fucking, I don't know what it is, right? He likes fucking smutty 70s stuff. And now he's got seaside postcards. You're the fucking straightest gay man I've ever met, mate.
now we know about Tony. Now we know the truth.
Gay man secretly likes titties.
Knockers.
Knockers.
Carry on camping, you know.
No mate can take them away.
We will roll on now with, we've mentioned bits and pieces here. We'll keep it quick. We'll go with top 3 favorite carry-on films. We'll do top 3 because there's 3 of us. We won't do 5. We'll knock it down to 3, and we'll go with Tony first because he's the guest, and it's only polite.
Okay, I'll go from one from each era. I will say the black and white one. I'll say Carry On Cabby, which never gets boring.
Agree.
Middle of the 60s, I would probably say Carry On Again, Doctor. And from the 70s, I would definitely say Carry On at Your Convenience because it's the one I've probably seen the most because Rob fucking loves it, absolutely loves it.
Yeah, it's bang on though.
And Kenneth Cope. Oh, in it though.
Yeah.
How can you not set a Carry On film in a toilet factory? Pure genius.
The jokes write themselves.
So they're my 3. And I know I've left out. Of course they do. And when you look at them as well, they were brilliantly written. Brilliantly written.
Yeah.
Should I pop my glasses on?
Oh. Popping glasses on.
It's the glare. The glare keeps getting caught in the camera, and that's one thing that always pisses me off. I need a dark room to record in.
Or like sunglasses.
All that. But Guy, come on then, hit us with your favourite 3. Carry On Camping, yeah. That's one of them as well, so I'll chime in with this one as well.
Abroad. Convenient.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Top 3. Well, like I said,
Oh, look at that, a motorboat in them.
Do you know what? I'm surprised there hasn't been some sort of like DVD box set that's in the shape of a pair of boobs or a bum or something. Because that would just be
coming. Somebody will think of it.
Someone will, you know, the boob box set, you know. You could do it like the Barbara Windsor thing in Carry On Camping, you know.
That's got to be.
That could be how it opens. You open the clasp, the boobs open out, and then you got all the films in there.
Yeah, they should do that.
You know what?
Of course you bloody would, you little pervert.
Someone's going to watch this and they're going to 3D print them. But I'd say my top 3 are definitely Carry On Camping, Carry On Screaming, and Carry On Henry. Again, they were the 3, like Tony said, we carry on your convenience. Those are the 3 that I saw the most because I remember being a kid and I think it may have been ITV that used to show a Carry On film pretty much every Sunday for like a year. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, so every Sunday afternoon when it was like family sitting enjoying your roast time, that would be on. A Carry On film of some description would be on in the background. But Carry On Camping was the one that always stuck with me. Like I said, the boob scene where the bra.
Oh, that's got to be one of the most erotic things I ever saw as a kid.
I mean, you've got to bear in mind what Carry On Camping. Let me just double check the dates. Carry On Camping, where the fuck are you? There we are. Carry On Camping, 1969. You've got to bear in mind that in 1969, showing a scene like that
Yeah,
borderline pornographic for its time. So, I mean, by today's standards, I mean, we see stuff like that in freaking 12 rated comedy shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We see boobs and cleavage and butts and stuff like that and stuff aimed at like 12 fucking year olds. So to have that kind of joke happen now is just but back then that was like, oh, you saw her cover her bodies. Oh, shut up, you didn't see the nipples, it's fine.
No. You saw a bit more in Abroad.
True, but later on though, I do notice this with the Carry On films. And I think maybe it was the censors becoming a little bit more lax, or maybe them just pushing the envelope a little bit more because that's what the series was known for doing. As they went on, they did get a little bit more raunchier.
Yeah, but they also went a bit more shit. I mean, look at Emmanuel. It is absolute crap.
Yeah.
Sorry,
dear. I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. I can't get more than 15 minutes into it.
I don't think I've watched that one in all honesty. I can honestly say I don't think
it's awful.
Don't bother.
No.
Right.
You're not missing anything.
I think we've come to that point where we need to talk about the fucking elephant in the room with the franchise.
Do we have to?
Carry On Columbus. Made in 1992. Now, I'm sorry, but when the last film came out, which we just said was Carry On Emmanuel, and that was not the greatest of the films. The last film release was 1978. You've left it too long.
Yeah.
Do another one. I'm sorry, because a lot of the original cast did not return. A lot of them weren't even alive in 1992.
Yeah.
So
Jim Dale. Jim Dale, that was it.
Yeah. So it's like it was one of, although it carries the Carry On title, I honestly don't see it as a Carry On film. I have seen it because obviously when it came out, my parents were like, "Oh my god, another Carry On film! We have to see this," because my parents were fans. They were like myself, sorely disappointed. And to this day, the only one joke that sticks out in my head, and I mentioned this on a comment on one of Tony's videos. The joke is there's, I can't remember the characters, but there's a woman and a man. They're on a pirate ship and it's out at sea. And they're leaning over the edge. And the woman goes, "Oh, look, there's some sharks swimming out there." And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, best be careful if you fall in." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, I've heard they can eat me whole." And he goes, "Nah, I've heard they spit that bit out." Now, that to me felt like a Carry On joke. You know, the delivery, the setup was there. The delivery was a little bit.
Yeah.
But that to me felt like it was an actual joke that would have been in an older Carry On film. You know, where they say one thing, but they spin it away. Like that to me was the heart of Carry On. Take one person saying something, another person going, "Oh," or, you know, "Go on, do you see
that?"
Exactly my point. You know, it was always that kind of.
Yeah.
But Carry On.
But Kenneth and Sid were like kings of that.
Fuck yes. Sorely missed. When we lost them, we lost national fucking treasures. I'm sorry we did.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, go on then. Let's hear your guys' thoughts on Carry On Columbus, and we'll start with Tony, because by the look on his face, he's got a real bee in his bonnet about this one.
Oh, has he? Okay, has.
No, you.
No, you have.
About Carry On Columbus. That's just appalling. It's not a Carry On film to me. It just isn't. I keep thinking it's one of those movies that if I put it on a few years later down the line, it'll make sense and it will be funny. But the last time I watched it was probably about 10 years ago. And I came out of it thinking, "Oh God, Jesus, seriously?" It just the old crew. It was a group of brilliant actors. They came together and it just worked. And what they were trying to do was recreate that. You can't do it.
No,
You just can't do it. I've heard they're remaking them again. There's another two or three on the
they're
way.
all about
It's
it.
like, yeah, please don't do it. If
No.
you're watching this, please don't do it. It won't work.
It won't
You know
work.
what I mean? Because the woke police will just
Woke culture will not.
no,
It just won't work.
they won't allow it. They won't allow it. Tell you now.
No.
And it's a bloody
They will.
shame, but it won't work. And
If
even
you're
if they did
vegan,
allow
though.
it, Guy, I don't think it would be the same.
No, it would not. It'd just be.
I do actually have a little bit of information about that right here. Just put my specs back on so I can give this a readout for you.
Put your readers on, dear.
In terms of reading, it says here in May 2016, producer Jonathan Softcott
Take your word for it.
of Hereford Films announced plans for a new series of Carry On films, beginning with Carry On Doctors and Carry On Campus. On the 12th of April 2017, Southcott confirmed to the website The Hollywood News that he was no longer involved with the series. As of September 2019, 3 Carry On films were set to be filmed back to back after Brian Baker won the rights to the films following a legal battle with ITV earlier that year. Production of the new films had been planned to take place in spring 2020. However, filming was postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic. A little more was heard about the hold on, I've lost where I was. A little more was heard about the project until after the death of Barbara Windsor in December 2020, when Barker announced that he would be using old footage of the actress in the film, saying Barbara will be making an appearance, much like they did in Star Wars.
Really?
Baker told the Daily Star Sunday that quotation here, we have got 2 new stories and we are looking to do some of the old ones again to bring it up to modern day quality. Probably Carry On Sergeant. Baker's company, Carry On Films Limited, was later dissolved. So the company behind it no longer exists. So I'm thinking that means the project isn't going to fucking happen. And quite frankly, I'm glad. I'm glad it's not.
Wow. One positive effect of COVID.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we're glad COVID killed off. But my thoughts on it, Tony, you've mentioned this a couple of times with the woke brigade. I will chime in on this a little bit. I'm not part of the woke brigade by any which way, shape, or form. I am a trans girl in 2024. Not everything is for me. There are some things I do find offensive, but I've talked about this before. If I find them offensive or I've heard that they're offensive towards people like myself, do you know what I do? I don't fucking watch it.
Don't watch them.
Plain and simple. If you think something's going to offend you or upset you, don't watch it, then you can't be upset or offended.
Correct.
But going on, and this has popped up quite a lot recently with with re-releases of the original films, like new DVDs, streaming services, things like that. It flashes up these warnings like, these jokes were a product of their time and they might be offensive to people today. Now this is a bugbear for me, because I've always had the same viewpoint of it before my transition and after my transition, right? You cannot get upset about a joke that was written at this point in time now, the better part of 50 years ago. 50, 60 years ago. Things were different back then. I mean, look at some of the stuff James Bond did with the doing the Chinese makeup, and let's not forget Breakfast at Tiffany's. Vicky Rooney.
Vicky Rooney.
Yeah. Now, by today's standards, oh my God, that's racist as fuck. But at the time, socially acceptable. So I never get upset about jokes about being gay or trans or lesbian or anything like that in anything that came out before, I don't know, 2015. Because at the end of the day, even in just that short amount of time, viewpoints have changed. things have changed, society's moved on, right? So all those jokes that people are getting upset by in these old films, shut the fuck up, right? They were written by people, one, who are no longer alive, two, had a different social set of, a social viewpoint. What was funny back then is offensive now. Just as what we find funny now will probably be offensive to the next generation 30 years from now, okay? That's the thing you need to look at, is that they were products of their time. It was socially acceptable then, it's not socially acceptable now. And to deny that these things happened, to put warnings up on these old projects, these old TV shows and films, to me, is fucking stupid. It doesn't need to be done. They should be there. The expression, if you forget the past, you'll repeat it. If we act like these things didn't happen, we're just going to carry on doing it all over again. No pun intended with the carry on name drop there, but you get what I'm saying. Like, fuck the woke police when it comes to the carry on films. They were made 50 years ago. Shut the fuck up. That'd be like complaining that World War II happened. Yeah, we all know it happened, but getting pissed off about it now ain't going to change the fact that it fucking happened.
I'll go with that. It's also like
that's week.
Fucking what's it when they warn about depictions of smoking? So, people smoke.
Yeah, believe it or not. But this rant brought to you by
and tea.
But the thing is, it's like I've always said. Well, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Sorry. Fuck's sake. That happens to me a lot nowadays.
Well, we don't.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Well,
it's like shown that we don't follow the script.
Remember.
But
that happens a lot at work.
Right. So who's up next then? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, really. I mean, I love the fact that it's its own universe.
Yeah.
It's like, because if you have sort of people are always trying to get it, aren't they? They're trying to get a bit of it.
It's that lightning in a bottle kind of thing. Like,
even the women though, it's like if you had this sort of situations in real life, it's like, oh well, yeah, she came along to the interview and she was great. And then I said, well, shall we get down to it? She started taking her clothes off.
Again, that's the level of humour that Carry On was perfect at. Like, should we get down to it? All right, then start unbuttoning it. It's like, no. The interview. Oh, okay. Like, that's what I mean. It was that level of comedy where someone would say one thing, it would be interpreted another way. And
that's the thing. It's like, he's there going, oh, well, you got a great CV. And she goes, oh, cheers, I've just had it shaved.
I think it was Carry On Doctor, where Barbara Windsor's walking into the hospital and she's there bouncing her way in. She's got a very low cut top in, and there's some bespeckled guy in like a tweed outfit walking out. He's just about to bite into a lovely pear, and she smiles and goes, "Oh, what a lovely pear!" And he
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, like that's what I mean. That's the Carry On level of humor. It may be sexist to a certain extent. It may be crude. It may be outdated. But my God, it's still fucking funny.
I think the best one is In Abroad with Sid James and Jim Whitfield. It's the best one ever. So, drink. Oh, no thanks. Tried it once. I didn't like it. Oh, okay. Smoke. No thanks. I tried it once. I didn't like it. My daughter's the same. Oh, only child, is she? It's just fucking that.
Beautifully written.
Perfect.
It's that, especially Sid James. We'll talk about Sid James for a quick minute. His delivery of lines was just crack of a whip.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kenneth Connor's reaction as well, pissing himself very quietly, so Jim Whitfield and hear it.
Do you know what? Right, I bet there was so. I love. It's probably it's lost to the sands of time, but I bet you there is so so many deleted scenes and outtakes of one of them dropping a joke and everyone just cracking the fuck up.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Sid James, because like I said, his delivery,
Mm.
his lines, they were done so dry and so serious.
Mm.
Even if he was saying something completely outlandish, he was so,
Yeah.
you know, he seemed like the sort of guy that you could hang out down the pub and smoke a couple of ciggies with.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
You know what I mean? He was the quintessential version of like the Cockney cheeky chappy.
Yeah, which is not bad for a South African gentleman, is it?
I know. You know what I mean? But to be honest, when you ask most people around the world do a British accent, they will do some sort of variation of how Sid James sounded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not an English person and you say do an English accent, they will come across sounding like Sid James. Either that or Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, blimey, Dick Van Dyke's got a lot
God.
to
Coming up on season 5 of Geek, showing the the Dick Van Dyke special.
Oh, I say.
It's where me and Guy go traveling.
I actually saw. I actually watched an interview with Valerie Leon.
Oh.
You know Valerie Leon.
No.
Oh, you do. Massive.
Cool.
Yeah. And they were interviewing her. I think it was on Talking Pictures TV. And she says she basically got to the point where she might as well have just sent her tits into work because that's all they wanted. You'd know her if you saw her. She's in Carry On Up the Jungle.
Do you know, I might do that
exactly.
If I have an actress to say, look, each one wants their own wage, okay?
Mm.
If they're coming into work, I've got to bring them. So, I want expenses for transport. They want individual wages, okay? Lefty wants a little bit more because that's a slightly bigger one.
I'm sure Boobala wins that.
And Charlie Hawtrey's beer delivery.
Yeah. Treat it like it's Mad Max. Just pay me in beer.
Yeah. I think Charles Hawtrey would have been paid in beer. I mean, that's fucking hell. That to write him as a hopeless alcoholic in Carry On Abroad, which was his last one.
Yeah.
Because at that point, he was just a hopeless alcoholic.
Oh,
he was just always pissed, wasn't
he? Yeah. He was just fucking absolutely just shammered all the time. So it's like, you've got no choice. You got to write it in. But bless them, that was the 70s and people had their foibles.
They did.
Especially actors.
Yes.
Levis.
Just checking to see if there's any more things we need to cover.
Oh, well. Cover them up. Dickheads. See, this is really planned, folks.
I was just double checking like home media releases and stuff like that because I think, Tony, you've got the big box set.
I can see it's behind his shoulder.
Yes.
Yes, it's just behind you.
You see it?
It's over there somewhere.
I see it. I see it every Saturday morning.
There you go. I'm pointing to where roughly it is. Tap on the head. Look, there you go. But yeah, there have been lots of home releases and things like that. Not much really to talk about now, really.
No, there was a few shelved ones, unfortunately, that didn't get made.
Yes, and they were after Emmanuel, I do believe.
No, they were in the black and white era. There was some that just didn't get made for budgetary reasons.
I'm trying to look, see it. It just says here, several of the films were planned, scripted, or partially scripted, or entered pre-production before being abandoned. It doesn't actually say which ones. It just says that's what it's literally on the screen. But
I think Carry On Dallas was a later one.
Yeah, it was. And then Lorimer, who produced Dallas, wanted a shit ton of royalties.
Money, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. They wanted more than they had budgeted for the film to be made. So it's like, yeah, we're not doing that then.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Have you also, bit of trivia, have you also noticed that the abroad scenes on the beach is actually Pinewood Studios and they're using builder's sand?
Doesn't surprise me.
The back lot of
Oh my God, really?
Pinewood, yeah.
Oh,
And they use
dear.
builder's sand.
Talking about film,
Cheaper.
going back to what you said about films that didn't quite happen, one here is Carry On Again, Nurse, which was meant to be a sub-sequel to Carry On Nurse.
Yeah.
Just having a quick look, sort of quick scan over it here. For one reason or another, it never really happened. The first attempt was in, I read it here 2 seconds ago, 1979. No, sorry, 77 and then 79. And the final attempt was in 1988, but with the death of Williams 2 months previously, followed by that of Hawtrey 6 months later, combined with the 1.5 million budget, which was deemed too expensive, proved to be the end of the film, and it was cancelled. And then, of course, we got Carry On Columbus in 92. But I think we talked the franchise as much as we can now. I mean, without going through every actor and every credit and everything they ever did, we could be here all day on that one. But I will say that big shout out to Barbara Windsor, who went on to have an absolutely brilliant career after Carry On.
Get out of my pub!
Yeah, I was going to say, for people of a certain generation, she is, you know,
Peggy Windsor.
Yeah, she
Peggy Mitchell.
Peggy
Mitchell.
Peggy Mitchell. Get out of that pub. No one messes with our family. You know, that one. You know, everyone, a certain generation, that's her. But for us here at CaliCo and over at the Retro Movie Zone, Babs will always be a Carry On star.
She will, and a shining light.
Yes, and she is quite literally a star up there, and along with Sid and Kenny and all the others.
I mean, your heavyweights are always going to be Sid, Kenneth, Hawtrey, and Babs.
Oh, they were the top four. They were the top four of the Carry On films. Yeah. And sort of touching on what I said when we did our Pinewood episode, the wonderful thing I love about a lot of the Carry On films, and this is just my personal take on it, it feels like one of those sort of Amdram drama groups that would get together every week and like do half hour of an acting and then spend the rest of the night down the pub.
Yeah.
But they were just given a big studio to do what they wanted with, because like we said in the Pinewood episode, Pinewood was basically the home of Carry On.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot talk about Pinewood without talking about the Carry On films, the Hammer horror films, and the James Bond films. Those are the big three from Pinewood. And that's why we did this episode, because like we knew we were going to get Tony on, and I was like, that's just a perfect episode for Tony.
Yeah.
So we got you on for the Carry On.
And we thank you, Tony, for doing this.
I have really enjoyed it. Thanks for asking me, and thanks for bearing with me and for organising it around my little peculiarities.
No worries, perfectly fine. I need an excuse to get up early for once in a while, you know. 7 a.m. at 2 a.m. You know, I'm fine. I'm running on fucking caffeine and hope.
And getting up early is not a problem for me, because I have a little human that wakes me up.
Oh, just wait till the teenage years kicks in. Cassie yesterday did not get out of bed until 1 p.m.
No,
we had to go out at 2.
Blimey.
Yeah, teenagers, aren't they wonderful?
Well, I suppose we better round off with a bit of, oh, hello, naked. Yeah, no, matron.
Matron.
Take them away.
One little shout out I will do as well, because they kind of appeared occasionally in the franchise. One of my all-time favorite comedy legends from that time period, again introduced by my parents, Frankie Howard. Oh no!
Oh yes!
Oh no! Oh, Mrs. Oh, I loved Frankie fucking Howard. Absolute goddamn legend, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we can't forget Butterworth either. How much did it cost, Tony? £1.
What was that?
Butterworth. Oh my fucking life.
Oh, Peter Butterworth. Yes, of course.
How much did it cost?
Pound.
Fucking hell.
Pound.
Callie, can we edit that so it just
I'll trim a little bit out of the section there. Trim
Trim
that dead air for a moment.
yeah. Where Tony's there go, what?
Hmm?
What? Hey?
You won't be the first and you won't be the last.
Yes. Well, bet.
Somebody
Right
told
then.
me I look like Captain Underpants last week.
Hey, it's better than that cat wearing the glasses that I posted in the group.
Fucking hell. God, I got such stick for that at work.
Yeah.
Bloody hellfire.
Oh, it's just
Brilliant.
The most worrying thing was that when I looked at it, I thought, yeah, it does actually look. So I've got you to thank that for that one, you cow.
hey. You never know. Maybe it's foreshadowing. Maybe in next life you're going to be a cat, and that's what you're going to look like as a cat. Just
Yeah,
saying.
hairless cat.
Oh God. Dear Christ.
I'm sorry, but like I was scrolling through Facebook, I come across that photo and I looked at it for just the briefest moment. I went, "Why does that remind me of Tony?" And then that was it.
Did it have the glasses on when you found the picture?
Yes. Yeah, the picture
Oh, it
that I
did?
shared is as is. It's a cat wearing glasses, like with its hands out. And I'm like,
I thought you photoshopped that.
no, that's as I found it. That is as I found it, and I sent it to Guy first. And I was like, "Why does this cat look like Tony?" And even Guy was like,
Well, that makes it fucking worse.
No photo, nothing.
I got that on a break at work and I just saw it and I just gobbed tea everywhere all over the smoking shelter. And I've got all my workmates looking around and go, what the fuck?
Here, check that.
It was funny, to be fair. It was funny.
I didn't go looking for it. I was just scrolling through and boom, there it was. I was like, it looks like Tony. That cat.
I'm scared to think what could come next.
We're still working on getting a Photoshop of you on top of Krytan's body.
Yeah.
Or Krytan's head
I've
on your
got
body.
to crack on with that, by the way. Yes.
Yeah,
I need to have a look at what Krytan is.
Definitely. But right, I think that's it. We're going to call it a day here for this episode because the day's cracking on. It's nearly lunchtime. I'm getting fucking hungry. So thank you, Tony, for joining us for this carry-on episode.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for asking me again.
Push your stuff, Tony.
As we've said on more than one occasion, any time that we have a subject that you feel you want to jump in on, because we try to keep it sometimes secret of what subject we're going to cover week to week, and then there are other times we're like, yeah, catch us next week for this bullshit. So, but
we keep it secret, bollocks, is we don't know what we're doing.
To be fair, the second half of this season, this part that we're currently doing, it was literally like at the end of each episode. So what are we doing next week then?
Yeah, I know.
The 10 episodes before, we had them planned out. We had a list, we had a schedule. It went to shit. Nothing got recorded as it was supposed to. We had to skip one because neither of us could remember what the fuck we were supposed to be talking about. So
been there, done that.
It's just a case of over here. Sometimes we wing it. Sometimes we know what's coming up. Like this week and last week, we knew roughly what we were doing. So it's like, well, we'll do Geek Chat this week, and then we've got Tony's episode the following week. So that's planned out perfect. But yeah, if there's a subject or anything that we are going to be covering and we think that you would love to jump in on, obviously we'll let you know. Maybe the Hammer Horror franchise. We do want. I do want to cover the Hammer Horror franchise at some point because literally those films are the reason why I love horror as much as I do. So I might for that one. But
I'll go along with that.
I want to say good night, but it feels weird saying it at lunchtime. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
There we go.
There
we got it.
Can we trim that one as well, please? Do a lot of trimming this week, Cali.
No.
You knew what you were getting when you asked me.
True. But right, thank you, everyone. We will see you in next week's episode. Bye. Oh, wait, no, shit, nearly forgot. Guy, you're on holiday next week, aren't you?
Yes.
So this is kind of our penultimate episode, and while we have Guy here for this part of it, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has supported the show this season. Thank you to everyone who's made comments, likes, all that kind of stuff. If there's any particular franchise you would like to see, would like us to cover in season 5, feel free to drop it in the comments, or even go over to the CaliCo Productions Facebook group. I will link in the description, and let us know over there what you'd like to see coming up in season 5. Guy?
I don't know what I want to see coming up in season 5.
I meant, are you going to thank anyone?
I know you prick. I'm just I'm messing with you. Yeah. Got magic in the beans.
You pay peanuts. You pay peanuts, people. You get a monkey.
What a monkey I am.
And there he is.
Yeah.
Good game. Let's do a bit of Brucey. Let's do Generation Game in the next series.
Now you've said it, we'll do it.
Fucking right, we will. Otherwise, I'll uncover the rest of the U-Tree people. Good game. Bit of blackmail. Definitely. Sorry, couldn't help it, folks. Yeah.
You see what I have to work with, ladies and gentlemen? You see what I have to work with over there?
That's it, you. Shut it, Cali.
But right, that's it for this week's episode. We will catch you in the next one.
I will return.
the greatest auto twat of them all. Gaiamus Prime will return, maybe, if he can be bothered.
I ain't got gigs and shit then yet.
Bye, everyone. Catch you in the next one.
We love you all.
Bye.